Lou Christie, one of the few stars to admit being two-faced. It is 7:32 in the morning. It is a Saturday morning. Sad news just in. Richard Penniman, also known as the legendary Little Richard, one of the fathers of rock and roll, passed away this morning. The cause is unknown. Little Richard was 87. Another great one down. We've got some birthdays to go over. May 9th birthdays, the big shot birthdays. Actress turned politician Glenda Jackson, 84 today. Guitarist Sonny Curtis of Buddy Holly and the Crickets, he's 83. Producer, director James L. Brooks, he is 83. Singer Tommy Rowe, he's dizzy. He's 50. No, he's not. He's 78. Singer, guitarist Richie Furay of Buffalo, Springfield, and Poco, he's 76 today. Candace Bergen is... Murphy Brown. She's 74. Actor Anthony Higgins of Raiders of the Lost Ark, he's 73. Billy Joel, one of my all-time favorites, he's 71 today. Bassist Tom Peterson of Cheap Trick, he's 70 years old. Actress Ailey Mills, she was on Wonder Years. She was the mom on Wonder Years, 69 years old today. Singer David Gahan of Depeche Mode, 58. And the youngster this morning, actress Rosario Dawson, she is 41 years old today. Local birthdays are coming up next.
We are strong, and we'll get through this together. But these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Happy birthdays this morning going out to Archie Islas, Lynn Jensen, Nicholas Ruiz, Ben Wells, Andrew Luna, M.J. Hoffbauer, Bobby Carrion, Kyra Adame, Stephen Garibaldi, Clifton Wagner, Claudia Rangel, Liz Rodriguez, Martha Burleson, Olga Mejia, Robert Mesa, Tamara Van Beber, Audra Carter, Cristela Durarte, and Crystal Mercado. Happy birthday to each and every one.
KXO AM 1230 can help you publicize your nonprofit group's upcoming events, and we're happy to do it at no charge. To take advantage of our offer, we ask that you let us know about the event at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Write down the important information. You know, who, what, where, when, and so on. Include a name and phone number of a contact person and mail or deliver the information to KXO, 420 Main Street, El Centro, California, 92243. Our email address is kxoamfm@kxoradio.com. The information you supply may be used as community news, public service announcements on the KXO info line, or on our website. If you're paying for promotion with another advertising medium, we do offer special nonprofit group rates to promote your event. KXO AM 1230 wants to work with you and your community group to make our Imperial Valley a better place. Tell us what's going on and we'll tell everyone else. KXO AM 1230, here to make a difference in the Valley.
And it's time for the World California News Headlines, brought to you by Locke Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales and service, call the experts at Locke Air Conditioning.
CBS News Update. Many states are reopening, at least partially, after weeks of coronavirus-related shutdowns. In Clarion, Pennsylvania, this woman was excited to be out shopping.
We came here to support our local businesses in downtown Clarion. We've been over at our friends at the candy store across the street at Dan Smith's. We've been over at our friends at Faller's Furniture.
CBS's Michael George reminds us of the impact the virus has had on the nation.
Just in time for Mother's Day, California florists are among the few permitted to be open for business with curbside pickup.
We've all worked together for a long time.
But many Americans face longer-term unemployment. Hardest hit, hospitality and travel. 7.7 million jobs lost in April alone. Retail lost more than 2 million. Manufacturing and healthcare more than 1 million each.
This as the U.S. reports more than 1.2 million COVID-19 infections. CBS News Update. I'm Allison Keys.
Locke Air Conditioning wants you to protect the things you care about. Protect your family with the air scrubber that utilizes Active Pure, certified technology to protect against airborne and surface contaminants. Clean, deodorize, purify, and protect not only your family, but your home. The air scrubber installs easily to your heating and cooling system, and it's made in the USA. Call Locke Air Conditioning now for details. 760-353-4501. Locke Air Conditioning, and protect the things you care about. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. California now has 64,532 coronavirus cases with 2,630 total deaths. California schools are anticipating a huge budget shortfall for the coming school year due to unanticipated expenses from the COVID-19 pandemic. Kevin Gordon with Capital Advisors Group, an advocacy organization for the state's education system, says it's the biggest gap in state history.
It's significantly bigger than the budget shortfall we had during the Great Recession.
Governor Gavin Newsom says a big portion of the state's economy can now reopen with social distancing modifications.
Roughly 70% of the economy in the state of California can open with modifications into this next phase.
Unusually low gas prices are on the rise as more drivers hit the road. A combination of the glut in oil and fewer people driving has resulted in gas prices well under $3 in California, but not for long. Mike Salceda, California Headline News.
And latest World California News headlines brought to you by Locke Air Conditioning. For your air conditioning and sheet metal needs, call Locke Air Conditioning today, 760-353-4501.
From nurses to truck drivers, doctors to grocery clerks, the front lines in today's crisis are filled with brave actions every day. And you can do your part by completing the 2020 census. This simple effort online, by phone, or by mail will help impact the next 10 years of healthcare, schools, and roads. All of our first responders need your response. So go to 2020census.gov today. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Capital One has a fresh take on banking. Now you can open a new savings account in about 5 minutes and earn 5 times the national average. Banking with Capital One means 5 times the savings towards your dream honeymoon, or 5 times the savings towards your family's ultimate vacation. Even 5 times the savings toward just feeling good about saving. It's time to make your savings goals come true. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
It's page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the valley, in Brawley at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and in El Centro on Imperial Avenue, right next to Food for Less. Imperial County has moved a small step ahead on their roadmap to recovery following the state's guidelines. The county will now permit certain retail establishments to reopen, sort of. Bookstores, jewelry stores, shoe stores, sporting goods stores, home furnishing stores are among the businesses to offer curbside and online purchases. Imperial County Public Health Director Janet Angulo outlined the criteria that needs to be met before Phase 3 of the state plan can begin.
Things that we are looking at, have been looking at when working on this roadmap to recovery. And the first is making sure that the local public health infrastructure is in place. And when I say public health, it's not just the public health department, it's making sure that our hospitals have what they need to limit these outbreaks. It also means our local healthcare offices, they have what they need to take care of the outbreaks. The other theme that we're using, and it's a resource to guide our local reopening, is that map, that roadmap, that plan that outlines a phased reopening of the economy to protect the public's health while laying a strong foundation for a long-term economic recovery. Stage 1, which we just passed, was our safety and preparedness phase. We needed to ensure that our essential workers, they kept working in a very safe environment. It was also an opportunity to have conversations with our county local stakeholders to talk about what does it mean to recover, what kind of steps do we need to take in our community, and moving along in a safe manner, making sure that the health of our community is the priority. Supervisor Plancarte mentioned that the governor just yesterday released some of the guidelines, and so therefore, today we are in stage 2, which is the low risk workplaces and allowing those to reopen. So what does that mean? It's reopening with some adaptations, with some modifications. This means that several businesses can reopen and do curbside business, online delivery. Online had already been there, but those small businesses that decided to close, that was also an option for them in stage 1 online. So curbside retail includes bookstores, jewelry stores, toy stores, shoe stores, home and furnishing stores, sporting goods, music stores, florists. Mother's Day is coming this weekend, Sunday. I'm just going to take a minute to say, yes, flowers are great when you're a mom. I'm a mom. I like flowers. But keep in mind, we're still in the middle of this pandemic, at least in Imperial County. Take care of your mom. Make sure you practice social distancing. Face coverings are very important. So going back to the florist, they can start back up. And I hope my husband's listening. I want my flower bouquet. And then supply chains that provide these goods to these businesses, they are also allowed to reopen. The conversation since day one is what do we need to do to move into a higher, paced kind of move? What can we do to open up those businesses that are considered higher risk? Well, as you might have heard yesterday, the governor mentioned that some counties, given the readiness level, they may move faster than other counties. But what does that mean for us here in Imperial County? In Imperial County, we need to attest that the county is actually ready and meets the state's criteria for containing COVID-19. We need to demonstrate that there's low prevalence of COVID-19 and high level of readiness. Our local health officer needs to complete a written attestation or certification that we're ready and submit it to the state of California. And along with that, there needs to be a containment plan. So big question is, so what can take us to stage 2 higher risk? There's set criteria that has been set, and we're looking at, and we've been working at actually for the past several weeks. There's a total of 6. The first one is the epidemiologic stability. What does that mean? It's making sure that, our number of cases are stable and, we have no deaths in our community. That was the message yesterday. Those were the metrics relayed by the state of California. As far as the number of cases, it's no more than 1 COVID-19 case per 10,000 population. The second criteria is ensuring that we protect our essential workers. What that means is having guidance in place, and the state of California has quite a bit of guidance in place. And if you haven't visited the state's website, COVID-19 website, they've set aside a section for guidance for multiple sectors, guidelines and checklists. And then just making sure that the essential workforce has the needed supplies to continue working in a safe place. The third criteria is testing. We need to have a minimum daily testing capacity of 1.5 tests per 1,000 residents. We are increasing our testing capacity. Just this week, we started with the testing at the fairgrounds. There's several healthcare providers that are doing testing, as well as our hospitals. So that metric, that criteria, we're working hard towards meeting. And then just making sure that there's testing sites available within 60 minutes in rural areas. So again, testing capacity has been increasing over the last week or 2 weeks. The other 3 criteria, it's containment capacity. Containment capacity, that comes with our epidemiology team, making sure that there's enough contact tracing staff to do the investigation, the contact tracing, the delivery of isolation orders, the data entry. So that information that goes into our county's website, it's fed from the data that's received from these COVID-19 cases. We need to have 15 staff per 100,000 population. And the other metric is the availability of temporary housing for our homeless population. So we must have 15%, of housing available for. Let me state that again. It's temporary housing units for 15% of county residents experiencing homelessness and COVID-19. Hospital capacity, really important one, and we've been working very closely with both our El Centro and Brawley Hospital. For the hospital capacity, we need to accommodate a minimum of 35% surge due to COVID-19 cases, in addition to providing the usual care. The second metric is making sure that the hospitals have a plan in place to protect its workforce, both clinical and non-clinical, and that they have sufficient personal protective equipment on hand. Finally, taking a look at our vulnerable populations, making sure that, within our skilled nursing facility or facilities, that they have enough supply for at least 14 days on hand for staff to take care of those residents in those sites. And then making sure that they also have an established procedure so that they can secure this PPE from non-state supply chains. And then the final one that is not here, it's just having metrics and knowing when to step back if there is a surge in cases in Imperial County. So reinstituting, or going back to earlier stages if needed. Just going over a little bit more about stage 2, higher risk. Once that criteria is met, then this is what it means. Destination retail, including shopping malls and swap meets, are able to open. Personal services such as car washes, tanning facilities, all landscaping, gardening are able to open. Office-based businesses. Telecommute is still the ideal. If they are able to telecommute, stay at home, that's the recommendation. But if not, offices are able to open. Dine-in restaurants. However, facilities like bars or gaming rooms, those would not be permitted in this stage. But dine-in restaurants with certain measures, safety, social distancing measures would be allowed to open. Schools and child care facilities, and then outdoor museums and gallery spaces. Triggers for adjusting modifications, like I mentioned, if we meet all criteria, we move on to the higher risk stage 2, and a week, 2 weeks, a month later, we notice that there's a surge, hospital capacity is no longer there. We're running low on protective equipment, whatever it be. We will go back, analyze, and reinstitute appropriate measures, again, so that our community, our employees, are safe in, when they're out and doing business or seeking services. Now, looking ahead in Imperial County, just like any other California county, we have the higher risk workplaces, and that is in stage 3. And this would include movie theaters, religious services, more personal hospitality services. Let me go back to religious services. So our faith community, those that provide an essential service, distribution of food, a certain mental health program, they are still allowed to remain open. What's not allowed is the mass gathering, the services, that is for a later stage. And finally, stage 4, end of stay-at-home order. That's the reopening of the highest risk workplaces. That includes concerts, conventions, sports arenas, the mass gathering kind of places. Now, I do want to stress that this is not a public health department effort. This is not a County of Imperial effort. This is an effort that will take this roadmap to recovery. It's the responsibility of every single one of us. starting with community members, residents of Imperial County, local hospitals, our healthcare providers in general, community clinics, schools, law enforcement, our cities, our faith-based organizations, chambers of commerce, public-private agencies, the media. We all play a very, very important role in this. And in order to move as fast as we want, it's going to be a collective effort. And with that, I will end my presentation. Thank you.
And you've been listening to Jeanette Angulo, the Imperial County Public Health Director. The roadmap to recovery is available on the county website. Page 1 of the local news has been a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in El Centro on Imperial Avenue you're right next to Food for Less. In Brawley on Highway 86 and Julia Drive, Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you will never need an appointment.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the Valley, on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro, and in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And Quick Lane has the best prices on name brand tires, guaranteed. Just ask your Quick Lane advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
And page 2 of the local news brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for your life and health insurance needs or retirement planning. Imperial County Public Health Department released updated information on the COVID-19 pandemic. It was released yesterday evening. A report shows that there was 1 more death attributed to the coronavirus, which brings the total to 12 for the county. There were 3 deaths attributed to the virus this week. As of Friday evening, there were 512 total positive cases. That's an increase of 144 for the week. Active cases increased from 218 on Monday morning to 262 by yesterday evening. And the number for patients that have recovered increased by 97 from 141 Monday morning to 238 by Friday evening. Testing has increased significantly with the County Health Department lab and the off-site testing at the fairgrounds beginning. Results from slightly more than 1,000 tests were reported over the last 5 days, from 2,350 as of Monday morning to 3,363 by Friday evening. We're going to take a look at your weather in just a minute.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
The high temperature yesterday, 105 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 63. National Weather Service says the gradual cooling trend will continue through the weekend, while there is a modest increase in moisture and the possibility of showers and thunderstorms originating over the higher terrain. Any high terrain storms will produce little rainfall, but will be capable of locally gusty winds. Drier conditions, with temperatures falling closer to normal readings, are expected by Tuesday and lasting through much of next week. Weather forecast calling for mostly sunny skies today. Highs right near 103. Southeast winds around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight lows around 73. West-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny skies. Highs right near 102. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And right now we are looking at 73 degrees, 57% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality moderate in Nyland and Mexicali. Air quality is good for the rest of the region. Page 2 of the local news and your weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplement coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold, right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230 KXO.
Goddard's Gold. What's your name? Who's your daddy?
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Goddard's Gold.
And in sports, Ronaldo Sousa was part of the UFC 249, but he's not going to be there. He was scheduled to fight Uriah Hall at the UFC 249 tonight in Jacksonville, Florida. He's tested positive for coronavirus, not going to be able to make the fight. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver prepared the players for potentially grim landscape amid the coronavirus pandemic, suggesting there are no guarantees when the fans could fully return to NBA arenas next season, not this season, next season. Major League Baseball will cut its 2020 draft to 5 rounds as owners looking to save costs in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic pushed for fewer rounds over the objection of front office officials, according to sources. So they're going to pick some new players, but just not that many.
The number of COVID-19 cases keeps rising.
The coronavirus is making people and the economy sick.
The first death from the COVID-19 virus has been reported in Imperial County.
The U.S. economy has lost nearly 10 million jobs.
The number of positive COVID-19 cases continues to grow in Imperial County.
17,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the U.S.
Stay home. Some serious stuff going on.
Quédate en casa.
And we all got to come together.
Stay healthy.
And the New Orleans Saints have released Pro Bowl right guard Larry Warford. They did that yesterday, saving the team more than $7 million in salary cap space, paving the way for first-round draft pick Cesar Ruiz to earn a starting job. And that's it. That's a look at everything. We've got CBS News right now.
Richard told the crowd that he was the architect of rock and roll. Big words, but the singer did have a run of big hits in the 1950s, including Good Golly Miss Molly. And as for those that Little Richard mentored and influenced,
I took the Beatles with me to Hamburg, Germany. They learned a lot from me. The Rolling Stones was my opening act. James Brown was my vocalist. Jimi Hendrix was my guitar player.
Which is why, architect or not, Little Richard stands tall among the founding fathers of rock and roll.
Mama, Papa told me
Jim Taylor, CBS News.
Turning now to COVID-19, researchers in Hong Kong are reporting what they call an important development in the search for a treatment for the virus.
The battle against the virus has been called a new Manhattan Project, and University of Hong Kong researchers think they're a step closer to a promising treatment. Their study, published in The Lancet, found a cocktail of 3 antiviral drugs shortens the duration of illness in mild cases. They say patients given drugs used to treat HIV, MS, and hepatitis cleared the virus in an average of 7 days. That compares to 12 days for those only given the HIV drug. They say a larger trial is needed with more critically ill patients. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
Former President Obama is blasting President Trump over the response to the coronavirus.
I'm Tom Foti. For the most part, Barack Obama's gone out of his way the last 3+ years to say little or nothing about the performance of his successor. But he does have something to say now about the Trump administration handling of the coronavirus pandemic.
The response to this global crisis has been so anemic and spotty. It would have been bad even with the best of governments. It has been an absolute chaotic disaster.
Mr. Obama there talking privately to former members of his administration, the audio obtained by Yahoo News. Tom Foti, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump is still refusing to wear a face mask, even though some staffers at the White House have tested positive for COVID-19. CBS's Nicole Killian.
The White House says it's testing staffers daily who are in close proximity to the president and vice president, while the president says he thinks the virus will go away even without a vaccine.
Illusionist Roy Horn, part of the Siegfried and Roy Wild Animals Act in Vegas for decades, has died at the age of 75 from complications from the coronavirus. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Walgreens is here for you with new ways to make shopping easier. Pick up select essentials at a Walgreens drive-thru near you. Order online and pick up, or get convenient same-day delivery on select items with Postmates. Plus, when picking out a perfume online or in store this month, you can get 20% off select fragrances. Just in time for Mother's Day on May 10th. Walgreens. Fragrance offer valid with card through May 30th. Restrictions apply. For details and updates on savings and expanding services, visit walgreens.com.
Showbiz Starts. Sponsored by Discover. Wheel of Fortune star Vanna White began her career with a move to L.A. in 1980, and she knew she had to make money fast.
And I had $1,000 to my name, $300 for the car, $700 for the apartment, and a job immediately. I've got a waitressing job.
Get your free credit scorecard with your FICO credit score, even if you're not a customer. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Coronavirus is affecting other species besides humans.
There are now an estimated 1,000 mountain gorillas left in the world. Their numbers dwindling from poachers, climate change, and now the threat of the coronavirus. Veterinarians like Eddie Kambale monitor them in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. But it's not easy.
Wild animals moving freely. That is one of the big challenges.
Respiratory infections are the second leading cause of gorilla deaths.
The fear is that if we have a case for that, we will definitely have a big loss.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Big deal time.
Here's another way to thank those on the front lines in the battle against the coronavirus. CBS's Let's Make a Deal wants medical personnel, first responders, and others to send them tapes of themselves wearing those crazy outfits the show's studio audience wears. Allison Keys, CBS News.
If you're drowning in IRS tax debt, please get ready to take down this number to take advantage of the new IRS tax forgiveness programs. The IRS has recently hired private debt collection agencies to start collecting your outstanding taxes.
Prior to calling Superior Tax Relief, I owed the IRS $33,000, and my wages had just been garnished. Superior Tax Relief put a stop to the garnishment and was able to resolve my tax problem. I walked away owing close to nothing. I would highly recommend Superior Tax Relief. They saved my life.
We can protect you from the added fees and negotiate your tax liability. Superior Tax Relief can set you free from your tax issues. Call Superior Tax Relief to find out how you can qualify for the Fresh Start program that's now available. Don't hesitate. Call today. Call 800-711-5099. The consultation is free. The information is free. This call could save you thousands. Call 800-711-5099. 800-711-5099. That's 800-711-5099.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with George Gale.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
AM 1230.
I'm George. I'm George.
KXO.
1230 KXO.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, let me call you back, man.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi, so I have this stain and I heard you're the guy.
Say no more. Valley Dry Cleaning's got you covered. There you go, man.
Cool, man. Hey, man, you got it out. What'd you guys do?
Let's just say we've got a secret weapon.
Thanks, man.